Hey, had a little bit of an accident. Spilt coffee on my console and it went down, basically down here on this window switch. Big puddle of coffee. Cleaned it up. Next day, the light for it still works, light and everything still works, but no window switch. You hear the other ones, everything else is fine. Anyway, if you have to, I'm going to take this apart, pull the electronics out, and clean it inside at work. Anyway, taking off this console, simply bottom of the shifter, twist, collar, pull the knob off, open your cup holder part way so you can reach your finger down under here and pull up. That'll pop the little trim off of the shifter. Pull that out. Now you can lift the entire switch panel out. Flip it over. Now some of them are different. Some of the earlier models have a slightly different connector on the back of the switches. But if your switches look like this, there's just a single slide connector. So it's the same for the both sides. There's just this slide pin. You can see the slots where it slides in the pin. You're going to push this down to unlock it, both of them, and then rotate up from the back. Or sorry, well, this will be the front. Rotate up. There's. That'll pop off. There's a couple little fingers here on the front. There's a little slot, and they slot into the aluminum on the back of the wooden center console piece. And now you can just unhook the electrical connectors, and I'm going to play with this once I get inside at work. I'm going to pull this apart and clean it out, and I'll show you how to pull the switches apart and everything. And that's about it. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've got all the switches out now. Removing all the switches is just a matter of spreading apart the plastic on the top and pulling the switches out. Hard to do with one hand on the last one. And keep them separated because the front window switches and the rear ones are the slightest bit different. I'll show you the difference. Because the front ones have a down and an all down. So you push the button once to just move the window up and down. Push it all the way and it will automatically go all the way down. So this is a front window switch because it pushes down further than this one if you look at them from the side. This one will only push down a little bit, this one pushes down a heck of a lot further. Otherwise they're the exact same switch, but that's the only difference between them. So once you've got all that out, we're going to clean in here. I'm at work. This is kind of a pain to do here because we don't really have anything to do it with here. I'm going to use an inmate toothbrush and some hand sanitizer rubbing alcohol, which is fine because it will evaporate, and it's just there's coffee and crap in there because I spilt an extra large coffee in my switches. Thank God it didn't go into the transmission, but it did go in the switches, and I lost function on the passenger window going up, as I mentioned before. Anyway, this is once I've got it all apart, and I'll be back in a minute. Now unscrew the 4 Phillips head screws that hold on the power mirror switch, and lift that off. The little rocker thingy on the bottom. Just be careful to put that back in the same way it came out. Yeah. And then we can lift this whole printed circuit board off. We should be able to. But I think here's where a lot of the problem is. See the coffee, and then we're going to clean that up. And it's kind of hard to get coffee up underneath inside these switches because there's a cap on top. See, the switch pushes down, so it's kind of hard to get up under there, but I bet underneath. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that too good. Yeah, that's like fuzzy crud. So we're going to scrubbing that out too. So we're going to clean that up with some alcohol and a toothbrush and be back. Okay, so I'm bringing this back so you can see the crap in there from the coffee. That's just kind of right there. And those are the pins for the power window switches. So crap over the top is going to bridge these two little pins and screw up the signal. So I'm simply going to clean that up. Like I said, with a toothbrush and some hand sanitizer. Rubbing alcohol is no big deal. And just clean that up. And I'll clean all of them back in a minute. And 2 minutes later, well, not even 30 seconds later, clean, as is the top. So we're going to do the other side as well, just in case anything ever got in there before. It didn't get in there when I spilled it this time, but you never know. Nope. That's why this side is still working. So now I'm 99% sure this is going to work fine. I'm just going to pop it all back together and see if she works. Okay, now I'm just going to snap the switches back in. Remember, the rear ones only push down a little bit compared to the front ones. And this is a front one. Front one. And the kitty lockout. Our little kid goes toward the left. Little pictured kid. This one's a little harder to push in. I'll have to use both hands, one to hold this and one to push it in, but you got the gist of it. It's all back together. Okay, there now you can see that the little lip is under there. I'll just pop them on. And that's it, they're locked in place. Now I'll just go put it back in. And thanks for watching. Actually, I'll go show you me trying it in 2 seconds. Okay, switch console all back in and together. I guess you can't see that, but Windows working now. Anyway, all good. Thanks for watching.